Hello everyone. So today we're going to discuss about focusing on your niche. So LinkedIn and Upwork is a great place to get to know the skills you have. When you try to list down the top 3 skills you have, I'm sure you wanted to clearly be able to describe the skills you have and get to know yourself better. And in the process of getting to know yourself better, by having an Upwork profile, you'll soon discover how to match the skills you have with what work or services people need to be done. And ultimately, when you're getting started in this freelance industry, you want to answer the question of your friends, what is your niche? So, on this definition on the Cambridge Dictionary, niche or niche, as pronounced in the UK, and niche, as pronounced in the United States, is a job or position that is very suitable for someone, especially one that they like. So, an example sentence is he has carved or he has made a niche for himself as a financial advisor. It is also an area or position that is exactly suitable for a small group of the same type. Now, I have to admit, when I started out in freelancing, I quite frankly had no idea what my niche was. And to be honest, I didn't think I was in the position to start limiting the services I wanted to offer. I consider myself as a jack of all trades, whether it's customer service, email support, appointment setting, lead generation, and so on. With a few more years under my belt, I now realize what a misconception it was to believe that choosing a niche would limit the work that came my way. In fact, when I began marketing myself as a lead generation specialist with a few specialties, I saw a steady stream of work and endless opportunities. So, why pick a niche? Why do you need a niche anyway? Let's look at this quote from April Greer in November 2012. Niches are not nicely packaged starter kits. They're journeys of discovery. So it means that if you haven't figured out what your niche is right now, this will be a continuous journey of discovery. There's nothing wrong with having a wide range of services. And the more things you know and the more skills you have, the better. However, if you really want to dominate a certain market, you have to focus on a specific niche. Picking a niche allows you to focus on either providing one type of service or providing it for a particular industry or client. So, if you are a freelance writer, you might specialize in advertising copy or writing about finance. Picking a niche is beneficial as it will allow you to focus on your hunt for work, establish yourself as a specialist, and boost your online visibility. On focusing your hunt for work, picking a niche gives you a clearer idea of what kinds of work will help you grow your business or your freelance career, which in turn means you can narrow down a list of potential websites and clients to approach. And number 2, establish yourself as a specialist. Clients are much likely to search for and choose freelancers or choose someone who specializes in exactly what they need, rather than someone who has only a little bit of experience in multiple things. And number 3 is it will allow you to boost your online visibility. Knowing what services you want to sell and the market you plan to sell to will help you identify keywords which can be reflected in your Upwork profile, your LinkedIn profile, your business name, domain name, and even your personal website. This in turn will move your website or your social media profile up in the search engine rankings. You might be wondering where to start and how to find the right niche. Chances are you've already got a few ideas or you have a particular image in your head when you think of yourself as a freelancer. And most successful freelancers will advise you to specialize and grow your business around a particular opportunity or market area. And as the saying goes, if you try to be good at everything, you'll be excellent at nothing. So your potential clients want someone who is an expert. And the more you try to do everything, the less of an expert you'll be, rather than if you only focused on one or two specialties. So let's dive into narrowing down your niche. There's no right and wrong answer to choosing your niche. And yes, you can choose more than one, but shoot only for 1 to 3 specialties to keep from spreading yourself too thin. So here are 3 steps to narrow down your niche. Number 1, find out what you're good at. Number 2, determine what you love to do. And number 3, testing your niche to create revenue streams. In finding out what you're good at, this sounds easy enough, but sometimes it's hard for us to see our strengths and weaknesses for ourselves. There are a few ways to get a better perspective of your best professional skills. If you have experience, think about the projects you've worked on, either as a freelancer or an employee, and consider times when you got truly positive feedback. See if you can angle past work experience to be relevant to your freelance services. The key to finding your niche is to look at your past experience, your interests, and skills, and match them with the market need. Now, if you're new to the world of freelance or you're breaking into a new industry and don't have past projects to use as comparison, in this case, try using a resume screener like JobScan to help guide you. Resume screeners point out your top skills and can even suggest certain jobs that you're a good fit for, which can help you narrow down your niche. Just like this one. Once you've created your resume, you can upload that on JobScan and it will tell you its findings, the skill match for the job opening, and it can even tell you the certain jobs that you're a good fit for. And then number 2 is, of course, determine what you love to do. One of our greatest benefits as a freelancer is to have control over the work we do. Get the idea out of your head that you can't love the work you do. Because as a freelancer, you can and you should love your work. Think about the projects that have made you feel confident and happy in the past. Was it a certain type of client or an employer that made you love your job? Or perhaps the project in general? By the way, it's no surprise if you're good at and what you love to do overlap. Even more reason to make it your niche. So, if you love to design or perhaps you create journals or your projects for your kids, you have to determine your design strengths and weaknesses. You can test your skills and you won't know where your expertise lies until you go out there and design. So go ahead and test your skills. You can navigate through Canva, try creating a logo or perhaps a poster or a banner or a Facebook post. So if you're an expert in customer service and sales, then go ahead and build your skills. You don't have to start off as an expert, but you do have to be willing to expand your skills. The more skilled you become, the more you can charge your clients. Pursue your interest. The best part of being a freelancer is having a freedom to choose your own work. So think about what kind of work you'd enjoy doing. If you've picked a niche because you've got experience in it, but you hate it, you will surely struggle to motivate yourself every single day. So don't forget to test your niche and match them with the market need, but determine the job that you will surely love. Bear in mind to pick an industry you have experience, find out how to repeatedly contact and pitch your experience to those customers, and number 3, track your conversion rate from pitch to winning work. If you are a freelancer, bear in mind you are representing your brand, which means sometimes you have to think like a business owner. So the way to think about your niche is in 2 parts. Number 1, what problem am I solving? And number 2, who am I solving it for? Let's dive into doing some research into both your potential clients and your competition. This will give you some indication of market need and how many people are working in your potential niche and what they are charging. Now, let's dive into choosing a niche as a virtual assistant. Let's dig in deeper. For example, if you're a virtual assistant, we know that VAs are in demand of all kinds of businesses and the competition is too high. Now, if you want to narrow down the competition, select your target market. For example, you want to be a real estate VA, or a VA for health professionals, or VA for fitness coach, or VA for travel agencies, or a virtual assistant for an Amazon store, or a VA for a Shopify store, and so on. That way, people looking for VA that are directly related to their businesses can see your profile on top of other VAs who don't specify their niche. Now, for SMM or social media manager, we have a Facebook manager, Instagram, Pinterest, Twitter, and even LinkedIn social media manager. If you're an SEO specialist, you know that SEO isn't just one thing and there are a lot of things that has to do with it. So how can you get a niche in SEO? Select one area of SEO that you know best and where you can excel. For example, email outreach, guest posting, link building, keyword search, social bookmarking, blog commenting, forum posting, local citation, directory submission, Google penalty recovery, and the list go on. As for lead generation, we have LinkedIn lead generation, Facebook lead generation, and from my experience, I just focus on LinkedIn lead generation. And as a result, I'm getting invited to each and every post about LinkedIn lead generation and Upwork. For writers, it's easy to find a niche if you're a writer. Think about your interest in the topics you're comfortable writing. If you love music, then write about music. If you love cooking, write recipes. If you love to travel, then write about places. On the other hand, you can also choose your niche based on the kinds of writing and not the topic. For example, you can be an email copywriter, novel, or a story writer. You can also focus on writing product description, press release, ebooks, product reviews, how-to guides, and a whole lot more. For graphic designers, the competition is also tight in graphic design. That is why it's important to choose one area where you can excel the most. You can choose among designing logos, ebook covers, infographics, business cards, flyers, posters, banner ads, product packaging, invitations, custom icons, and so on. If you focus on one thing, for example, infographics, you will be surprised that you can get a lot of job invitations from clients looking for someone to make infographics for them. Since that's your area of expertise, you'll have a lot of infographics to show from your portfolio. From a client's perspective, the more things a freelancer has done on the same thing they are looking for, the higher chance that person will be hired. Now, for WordPress expert, it's true that WordPress is one of the most used tools in creating websites because of the readily available themes and templates. Just like the Wix website, you can choose from the customized templates or create your own template. On top of that, there are a lot of drag and drop page builders out there that clients and business owners want to use for their site. That said, to find your niche as a WordPress expert, focus on a specific theme or page builder. Clients usually ask, "Show me example websites you built with this builder." If you make yourself a pro in using one of those builders, you can have a lot of samples to show your clients, and he or she will be convinced that you're the best person to hire. As I have mentioned in the samples above, there are a lot of opportunities out there, and the key is to specialize and not to generalize. Start finding your niche now, and you'll later realize that it's a great way to get a lot of clients. Believe me, if you focus on a specific niche, Clients will be the ones to find you, and you no longer have to send proposals or job applications in the future. Remember, find a niche that you're comfortable and confident doing. And once you become an expert in your chosen niche, you can convince the clients to hire you despite your high rate. I know that finding your niche can be really difficult at first, but once you determine your niche and begin to market yourself as an expert, I guarantee that you'll start reeling in much bigger fish than ever before. I hope that you've learned something today, and I'll see you in the next video.